Meteorologist Eric Braate, thanks for checking us out at click2houston.com. Tropical Storm Earl, the fifth tropical storm in the Atlantic Basin this season, and it is in the central Gulf or central Caribbean right now, just south of Jamaica. You can see the thunderstorm activity on our satellite imagery where you see the orange. That's where the highest cloud tops, the coldest cloud tops, the strongest thunderstorms are with this system. It's rather disorganized, but they did find a circulation with the storm, and so they have named it a tropical storm as a result of that. It had 45-mile-per-hour winds as early as yesterday, but didn't have the circulation that a tropical system needs before it actually becomes a tropical storm. The National Hurricane Center found that today, and so they upgraded this tropical disturbance into a tropical storm with 45-mile-per-hour winds and with an organized circulation associated with it. It's very difficult to see any kind of circulation with this satellite imagery, but you can see it's working its way toward the west past Jamaica, and it's working its way toward the Honduras coastline, the Belize coastline, and the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. So places like Cancun, places like Cozumel. We'll be watching this very, very closely, but I think it's going to move very close to the Honduras coast and move toward Belize. It's going to take a little bit more of a southerly track. So speaking of which, let's take a look at the current conditions. Currently 50-mile-per-hour winds, so that's up from the last advisory, which was at 11 o'clock Central Time at 45 miles per hour. This is the 1 o'clock advisory, so it has 50-mile-per-hour winds. It has strengthened a little bit, and it is continuing to move toward the west at 22 miles per hour. Let's take a look at the path, and we'll show you where it's going. Over the next day and a half, it's going to work its way through the western Caribbean. It's going to get very, very close to the Honduras coastline, so a heavy rainmaker for Honduras could cause some coastal flooding, especially in areas that are very mountainous. It's going to make its way toward the Belize-Mexico border on the Yucatan Peninsula, and that should be by Wednesday evening with winds right around 65 miles per hour. You can see the wind speed here Wednesday evening, 65 miles per hour. So it's not going to make it up to hurricane strength. It's going to cross the Yucatan and then make its way very briefly into the Bay of Campeche, which is actually part of the Gulf of Mexico. Should re-strengthen a little bit to a tropical storm once again after dissipating over the land of the Yucatan Peninsula. So about 45-mile-per-hour winds once it does make its way out over the open waters of the Gulf of Mexico, and then very, very quickly as we head into Saturday morning, it's on land again over Mexico. So I think with this storm, it's going to be less of a wind event and more of a rain event. Could see 6-8 inches of rain in areas where this storm tracks, upwards of 12 to 16 inches in some isolated areas. So we're going to be watching for that. As far as the effects on Texas, well, they're going to be minimal. What's going to happen as it works its way into Mexico, it could push enough Gulf moisture, a deep layer of Gulf moisture, into the Texas coastline to really up our rain chances. But I think that's really going to be between, say, about Brownsville and Corpus Christi. Around the Houston area, the effects are going to be pretty minimal. We could see a bump up in our rain chances by early next week, probably Monday, Tuesday timeframe. That's the way it's looking right now. Other than that, it's going to be really no impact to the Houston area whatsoever. We're going to have another update coming up at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Frank will be in to give you that update on our local news right here on Channel 2. And we'll bring you another update here on click2houston.com as we get more information. Of course, the next official advisory with this system comes at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Have a great day.